Ayo, so what I say in this video will kind of piss most people off, right? So before people comment on this video, I just want you to hear me out, right? I want you to know the difference between healing and the mainstream glorified version, which is improvements, right? You see improvement through improve your diet, improve the way you look, improve the way you sleep, improve the way you kind of talk to people. Is there something wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not here to shit on that. However, I want you to know of an alternative which works way better than improvement itself. Now, what most people tend to look at, right, is how to improve on the external, right? How to improve the way you dress, how to improve the way you talk, how to improve the way you look. And it's all kind of surface level. Now, if you improve outwards, sure, there's some impact on the way people perceive you and sort of the way people look at you, right? But the way you look at yourself still remains the same because you haven't really healed from the past. If you don't heal from the past, you still carry that same persona in the future, regardless of what clothes you have, regardless of what house you live in, regardless of how many people you're friends with, regardless of how much attention you get, regardless of how many social media followers you have, right? Because I want you to realize this: no matter what you get on the external, it will not result in you having this long lasting sense of peace on the internal, right? I could give you 1 million subscribers on YouTube, for example, today, but that doesn't mean you won't be unhappy like 2 days from now, right? And the reason of that is because we chase something which is sort of external to us. I'm not trying to make this into a spiritual sort of video. My main message right now is to focus on the healing side rather than the improvement side, because cool, you can, have the improved parts of yourself. However, if you don't address the past and the things which happened then, if you don't change the way you look at yourself, it's going to be the same thing. Because I'm going to give you my example, right? Now, back in the day, which is about like 3 years, 2 years ago, I used to be very, very skinny and I used to be very insecure of that, right? I used to have t-shirts and they just made my arms look like sort of like sticks, right? And that made me really, really, really insecure, especially seeing other people and comparing myself to other guys in my class and stuff like that. And so when that happened, my immediate response to that was, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna build some muscle. And that's exactly what I did, right? But even though I did that, it still kind of hindered the image that I had in my mind, which is I have noodle arms, I have skinny arms, I'm skinny, right? When I had that perspective of me, I still see it to this day because it's a part which I'm still healing right now, because I didn't realize it, that I was starting to sort of put on a facade in front of me rather than actually addressing the way I feel. I was starting to put blocks in front of me so that people can't see past me. And when people can't see past me, I'm cool, because I'm not going to be in the place where people are going to reject me, because that seems very scary, right? And you may be able to relate to this because you have this sort of fear of being rejected by people around you. And that's really scary as well. And it's to me as well, like we both relate to the same thing. So what I want you to realize right now is that whenever you sort of think about improving, you need to think about the internal side first, which is your inside, the healing of the inside. Because the more you sort of free yourselves from these false beliefs is the point where you sort of jump towards healing plus improvement rather than just improving yourself like itself, right? Because if you merely focus on improving yourself, you will make good progress. I'm not trying to put that in a bad light, right? You will make progress. However, the you inside of you, if you know what I mean, will still feel the same because you still are operating at the same paradigm which you were previously operating at. That means you will still see yourself as that same kid with skinny arms. You will still see yourself as the same person who lacks emotional intelligence, right? When you look at yourself that way from a sort of third person perspective, when you act that way, it's sort of corresponding to your own perception of you in your head. So to give you my example, I have a good body right now, but I still act like I am that skinny kid inside of my mind. I don't perceive that I have this big body. I don't really feel like I have a good physique, right? Let's say I was to like go outside and take my shirt off, for example, on like the beach or something. First thought would be, oh, but I'm too skinny for that. But then I realized, yo, what the hell? I'm not really too skinny for that, right? And the reason is because we have changed our sort of external so much that our internal is starting to catch up now. So the path is to sort of focus on the internal more, to address those sort of wounds first, and by that you improve on the same at the same time, right? You improve at the same time and you heal at the same time, and that's how you kind of synchronize your progress that you're making, right? And so with that being said, I hope this video was helpful to you. I know this was a short one. And so with that being said, if you struggle with these sort of issues where maybe you're waking up and you have your day sort of set out, but you can't really pick yourself up to do it, and all you're having are like shit days for the past months, I've got something to help you. So you can hop on a call with me, which the link will be in the description. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.